Yeah, what's up guys, my name is Wayford. Welcome to my very first database tutorial. And in this tutorial I'll be using WAMP as the database management system. So we know we have different type of database management system. We can use WAMP, we can use Access, we can use XAMPP. Sorry. And WAMP and XAMPP also have two different interfaces, which is the GUI part and then the console part. But in this tutorial I'll be using the console part. Actually, I was just working on my own. I intend to just do something cool because this is what I've been working on so far. I'm trying to test some codes. I came across some errors, but let's do something interesting here. So now the very first thing you need to do when setting up a database is to create the database. Or should I just clear this up? Okay, let me just leave it because I'm able to refer to some codes. So now you need to create the database, and once you create the database you need to create a table. So you should know in your database management system, like in WAMP, you can have numerous database, and then in a database you can have numerous tables, and then in a table we have numerous rows and columns. These are the rows while these are the columns. So you understand this now. So we'll start by creating a database, then we'll start by creating a table. We continue by inserting data into the table, and then we start manipulating the data in the table. So let's get started. So let's create the database at first. The codes, okay, let me just use uppercase all through. Create database test, where test is the database name, and always ensure you use the end of statement, which is the semicolon, to end your statement. So create database test. You can see query okay, one row affected. Now we have a database called test. So in order to show the database, you use the code show databases, then the end of statement. Databases, not database. You understand that? So now you can see this is the database. We have test. These are all the database I have in my WAMP. I don't really use WAMP, I use another type of database anyways. I'm just doing this to show this to you. So this is the database I created. So because we have different type of database here, we need to specify the database we want to use. So after you've created the database and you show the database to check if the database has been created, then the next thing for you to do is to use the database. Use test. You can see database changed. So now any table we create now will be created in the test database. So to create a table, the syntax is create table. Let's give it a short name like std. Let's just say student table. Let me just leave it std. Then you have to open the bracket, and then the data we want to insert into it. So first of all, you need to ensure that all your database must have a primary key. So now we'll try to follow the rules of normalization, so at least to some point. So I just want this table to be standardized enough. So let's say our primary key here is id. Let's let it be int, and then it shouldn't be empty. Anytime it is empty, it should always prompt for an error. You can see, and then let's make it an auto increment underscore increment. You can see, then lastly primary key. So that's that about the first colon. So just use the syntax to create your primary key. So the next thing I should have here is my son name, which is going to be Vaka, and then the minimum length, let's just leave it 100 in case you have a lengthy name. And no, we can also use text, but I prefer to use Vaka. So you can just read through some database node and know the data type we have. We have int, which is to accept numbers. We have variable characters, which is used to accept alphanumeric. And then we have text, which is also used to accept alphanumeric. We have character, which is also used to accept alphanumeric, and it is mostly designed to accept alphabetic inputs. So after the surname, let's just use an integer. Let's leave this one score because of the manipulation I'll be doing. score, this is going to be int, and then the size of it, let's leave it 10. And also phone number, phone, let's ensure you use variable character for your phone. So let's leave this as the phone is 11 digits here in Nigeria, so let me just give it an extra bit, maybe up to 13. And also, what do I need again? Let me give it total, because I'll be doing some manipulation here also. It's gonna be int. Let me leave it as 10 indication. And also, what again do I need? Let me give this one as answer. Sorry, yes. So that's that. Let me leave it as 10. And what do I need again? Let me just give it address, ADDRESS. You see, address variable character. Well, so I'll probably want to check this very well, because I want to do something. I don't want to have an error all through this tutorial. Actually, error is something you won't encounter, but I just want to try to do this without having an error. So this creates table std, then id is my primary key, not null, auto increment primary key. I'm trying to check the spelling very well. Surname variable character, the score is integer, phone number is variable character. Let me just make this 14. Let me add one to it. Total is int, and then answer is int, address is int. I think I'm right. You can see now the table has been created. So in order to see the table, there's also a keyword used, describe. What's my table name? Describe test. Oops, I eventually have an error. Table test doesn't exist. Let's see something. Show tables. Oops, my table is std. I don't think that's an error. That was not an error. That was just a mistake. Std. So this is the table. So what's test? Okay, test is my database name. Sorry, and then std is my table. You see that now? So you can see now I've described it. Not null, it is null, and this is my primary key. It is an auto increment value. So now that we have a table in our database, then let's try to insert into the database. I'll have to let me just insert maybe 3 data or 2. So the keyword to insert in the database is insert into std. So because my primary key is an auto increment key, so I don't need to include it. Once a data has been fired into the database, it will automatically increase by itself to generate the next number. So let's assume you are using something like matrix number or an identity. You can try to add it here. So because mine is an auto increment value, I don't need to add it here. So I'll just start away from surname, cc, surname, score, and then phone, total. Let me leave my answer blank, and then address. So you can decide to leave a field blank. You can see after my total it is answer, that I use it as ans, but I had to omit it here because I want to leave it empty. I'll try to perform an update function to show you how to insert once you miss something like that. So after you've written the name of the colon, which is all this, the name of the field is also called colon, then the next thing you need to do is write values and then a bracket. So what's the value I want to put in my surname? Let me start with my surname at the 4, and then what else? My phone number. My phone number is a variable character, so I need to put it in quotes. 09091458969. You can try me, that's my WhatsApp number. And then that's score is the second one. So my score is an integer. I can use a quotation or I just write it like that, 100. So you can see when you're inserting an integer, it is not necessary you use the quotation mark. So this is for the this score, and then the phone number. Then the other one is a total, is also an integer. Let me just leave this as 50. And then my address, I stay in Lagos. So you can see now. So if you want to add numerous data, the only thing you just do is to put a quotation, a comma, and then open the same bracket. So the other name I want to input here is my nickname, which is WayForward. And then my score is also 120. And my phone number also is 09030 914 And after that, the next thing I need to do is my total, which is going to be 30. I'm going to leave the answer blank also, and then my address is okay. So after the whole code has been done, then use the end of statement. So in this process now, I'm inserting two data into my table. So once you've written this code, then just click on enter. So you can see I have an error. You have an error in the SQL. Check for something correctness version near std. Let me see. Insert into std. I have surname score. Okay, let me check why I'm having an error. Welcome back. I don't know what's wrong. I totally don't understand what's wrong. I wrote exactly the same code in using the WAMP GUI, and it worked, but yeah, I don't know. So I just got something now. I tried to insert a single data into the database. So okay, let me just show you all the data I have in my database now. So this is just a single item I added in my database. So to view all the values inside the database, you make use of the code. Use select all from std. So these are all the data are inserted. So you see I have been inserting data with the GUI. This is what I inserted. All this from 1 to 6 is what I inserted into the GUI, and it went into the database. So I don't know why it's not working here. So this is the one I just inserted using the console. You can see Adefuwa 120, my phone number 30, and then I left the answer blank, and then this is this. So let's try to insert two more data. So when you press the up key, you can go back to your previous code. So I think I shouldn't have an error now. I don't know why I have an error then. So the first data is going to be Adefuwa. I will need to alter it again. Let me just write something here. HUSEIN Hussein, and then my score is 20, and then my phone number is also 0522793. Oops, what am I pressing? Comma, then bracket, HUSEIN Hussein, and then my score is 20, and also my phone number is 090 whatever, then a quotation mark, then a comma, and after the phone number, what do I have left? I have the total, which is 20, and also my location, which is Ogun. And a statement in this. So let me just change this to make it different. Okay, the ID is gonna make it different anyways. So now I have two data. If you want to insert more, just use the comma and then fill in the data. So you can see it's working fine now. So let me select all again from std. You can see I have 7 data before, and I added 2 more, making 9 and 10. So now let's try to do something. We have made use of the create, and I've shown you how to select. I've shown you how to insert into the database. So let's say there's a mistake in this score of this ID here. I want to change this 120 to maybe 100. So that is where we have the update keyword, which is going to be update, table name which is std, set score equals to 100, where id equals to 1. So what this is saying is that update this table and set score, the field name, equals to 100, where the id is 1. So where the id is 1, and set the score to 100. So this is how this is going to change. So you click on the enter, and then when you select this back, you can see formerly we have 120 here, now we have 100. The same step is applicable to a null field. Let's say we want to update this set what answer ans to 100, where this, but let's just change this to 10, where id equals to 1. When you click on enter and you select this, you can see we now have 10 here. Formerly we have null, and now it's 10. So that is how to update a field, and we can update 2 or more fields by using the same syntax. Update std set score equals to this, use a comma, and set address AWDRE. Formerly we have Lagos there, and set address to where should we save it to? Let's save it to London. So depending on how many fields you want to update, just use the comma to separate them, and then use the where code to identify it. And I told you, ensure your table has a primary key. So when you click this and then we select it back, you can see we have changed this. We have changed the score. Okay, the score is still 100, and then we've changed this to Lagos. So let me change this back to 150 and Lagos. You can see I now have 150 here, and this one is London. You can see London 150. I didn't use a quotation mark because this is an integer, so you can still use a quotation mark, is still gonna work. But a variable character, don't ever leave it without a quotation mark. But an integer, it supports without quotation mark and as well as a quotation mark. So now let's say I am the database administrator of a company, and then my boss came to me, hey WayForward, I need you to help me delete client number 9. Okay, so then I'll come to my database and type delete from std, where id equals to 9. Simple like that. When I select this back, you can see I now have 128. So this is how to delete from a database. So now there's also something called a calculated field here in database, such that I want to provide an answer to this place by multiplying 120 by multiplying the score and then the total. So I can use an update key, which is going to be update what, update std, set what, answer equals to, just use the bracket, score multiplied by total. So know that when you set a field to be a variable character, you won't be able to do this arithmetic operation. It can only be done for int. That is why I declared it as integer while creating my table. So you can see update std set answer is equals to score multiplied by this, where id equals to 2, end of statement, then enter. So when I select this back, you can see the multiplication of 120 by 50 is 6,000, and I updated it in id number 2. Note that you can't update all like that. Okay, let's try something without putting the where clause. Let's see whether it's gonna work. Oh, it's worked. That means it's changed the whole table. Wow, that's wonderful. I never knew it's gonna work. So let's select it back. You can see. Okay. Actually, I also learned something while doing this. So now it's got all the value here by multiplying this with this. So let's say we want to create another field. Let me see whether it's going to work automatically by inserting into the table. Just use the up keyword to get back your code. I only want to insert a single data. So you can see this. Let me just change this to, okay, since I have a primary key, it doesn't really matter anyways. Oops, I didn't use the end of statement. So you can see now it's created. Okay, it can automatically generate it, so I need to do the calculation itself again. So probably this type of code, once the table has been filled, then you can just click on the code. And note, once a table has been created, has been deleted with the primary key, you cannot replace it back because I declared it as an auto increment. But we can as well use the update keyword to update a primary key. So where you can see something like update std set id equals to 9, where id equals to 9. So when I select this back, you can see, oops, what did I do? Okay, there was a mistake there. Update where I set id where id equals to 10. So I'm updating this 10, I'm changing it to 9 where the id is equals to 10. You can see, and I have 9. So I believe well understood this. This is a code I've been written so far. So I've talked about create, how to create a database, how to insert. You can just go back like a playback to check what I have done. So that's that. There's also a way to create a temporary field which is not going to be attached to the database, but it's going to be a field. So let's say we want to get the average of this. You can say something like select, but with this we can't use the all keyword. We need to select few of the data, or we keep on typing all instead of using all. Select id, comma, select the score. What I needed, select the total. You understand? Total, you can see, and also a comma, and then select score multiplied by total. You can see as score total. You can see, then end of statement. So what this is saying, that select id is going to bring the id, it's going to bring the score, it's going to bring the total, and it's also going to multiply this and this, and then give it a temporary field name which is going to be score table. Error, unknown id, unknown column id in the field list. I don't know why I'm having this, but let me remove the id first. Okay, I didn't complete as this from, you can see, from std. That was how I was having an error. I only used the select, I didn't show where it's gonna get it from. So you can see I got id, which is this id, I got the score, I got the total, and then this score table, you can use the as to get a temporary field of the multiplication of this and this. When you multiply 150 by this, you get all this one. So it's just a temporary field, because if I select my database back, I won't have the score total. Easy. So I've been able to touch some things. What again? Talked about select, talked about insert, talk about delete. Also, let's say there's a mistake in the database table, and then my boss came to me way forward. Can you please help me delete all the column of address? I don't need it in my database anymore. I don't really make use of it. Just please help me delete it to reduce redundancy. So I need to make use of the alter keyword, alter table std, drop AWGREWS, drop alter table std, drop this. You can see, let me select it back, I don't have an address. And then my syllabus came to me again, wait for, please, I actually need the address, please help me add it back, I actually need it now. So with this I can't get all the data back, but I can create a field back. Just the same process, alter table std, instead of drop you use add, use the bracket, then address, then the data type, and also the length of the address, which is going to be 100, and then this. So when I select it back and I have the address but it's not, in case you want to update the address, update std set address WI equals to Lagos. So with this code, all the old address will be Lagos. So when I select it back, you can see everything is now Lagos. It's a dream, yeah. So I've been able to touch how to create a database, how to use a database, how to show a table, how to describe a table, how to insert into a table, how to update, how to alter. So let's say we want to alter this surname. Okay, let's say phone. My boss told me, way forward please, this phone is not meaningful enough, can you please change it to phone number? Then I'll use the alter keyword also, alter std, change this, use the name phone, then the new name, which is going to be phone number, varchar, it's going to be 100, then end of statement, alter std, this, oops, alter std, right now, so let me add something here with alter table std. I'm still having an error. Why am I having an error? Alter table std, change phone number. Okay, I'll be right back. So there was a mistake there, I have actually changed it. Let me use the select. So you can see I've changed it to phone number. So there's no space here, so let me replace the code to show you how to do this. So this is the proper way to change the field name. You can see alter table std, change the old name to this name, but in this instance now phone number is the new name, and then just use a space as phone space number, then the data type varchar, and then 100. Okay, the thing is I can't have a space. A field must obey the variable the rules guiding this. So you can see now, and I have phone number. So that is how to change. Let's say you want to change our table name, which is also alter table std, rename to stds. You can see it's now correct. Now we can't select like that, we need to select with this. You can see. So that is how to change a table name and also a table colon. And I told you how to update the field also by using the update, and also how to get a temporary field. There was also a function called the absolute value. The absolute value of a negative number is the positive itself. So let's update this table. Let me look for an update code here. So let me type in update set update stds set score equals to minus 100, where id equals to 1. So when I select SCDS, you can see it's now minus 100. So I want to get the absolute value of score, which is now select the absolute value of score. Where id equals to 1. Oops. Okay, there's a mistake here. Select ABS from STDS where id is equals to 1. You can see the absolute value of minus 100 is 100. You can see. So don't make the silly mistake I'm making. Select absolute value from STDS where id is equals to 1. So the absolute value of 0 is this. We can as well put it in a temporary field, like saying select absolute value of score as absolute value, and also let's select the score itself. Select score, comma, absolute value of this as absolute value from this. Oh, I've deleted the same thing from STDS. You can see I have the absolute value here, and I also have the temporary table where I created it here. So absolute value is used to get the value itself. So let's say I want to get the absolute value of id, in which you know the number is also an absolute value of 3 is also 100. Let's check the table of id 3 is 100, you can see, and is also 100. So the absolute value of 100 is also 100. Let's select count. Count is used to count the number of rows present here. Of we know it is 9 already. Of what name do I have here? Son name from STDS. Son name, it is 9. So when you select the database, you can see it is 9. So we have 9 son name inside this table. That's how to use the count keyword. So you can see that now, and we can also count where select, where is it? Select count son name from SCDS where son name equals to a day 4. You can see 7. So I have 7 a day 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's how to count from a database. So this is the first phase of the tutorial. I believe I've been able to touch some things here. What again? And also, okay, yeah, I want to talk about something here. So let's say what I want to develop an example for you guys. So okay, let's create another table. Create table data, and also I have id is an integer. It shouldn't be null, not null. It's an auto increment. Auto, remember to put the underscore, auto increment, and it's my primary key. And also I have hostel name, which is Abaka, 100 hostel name, and then I have hostel status, and also I have student name is also Vaka, and this is also 100, and I have student level, which is also 100, and I have payment status, which is also Vaka, and it's also 100. End of statement. Oops, I have an error. So create table data ID not known, primary key, hostel name is Vaka, hostel status, I didn't put the data type of hostel status here. Hostel status is Vaka, also 100, student name Vaka, and then student level, and then this. So my table is set. Show tables. You can see I have data and then std. So I want to use, can I use data? Use I don't even need to do this, but let me see what it's gonna be. It's an error. Unknown database. I can only use a database. So now let's insert into it. Insert into data. I'm gonna just use 2 data for this one, or probably 3, I don't know. So then open the bracket. Then the first thing I have here is let me describe my table so I'll be able to see this. It's gonna give me an error. Describe data. Okay, so I'll be able to see what I want to insert. So it's gonna be insert into data. Let me just pause this. When I'm done with the code, I will just show you before posting it. So I'm done with the code. Insert into data, then it is available. The name is way forward, the student name, and then the level is this. So when you click on this, oops, why am I having an error? Insert. Okay, sorry, I totally forgot. I don't know what's wrong with me. This thing is not correct like this. So this and this, and also values. Sorry for this silly mistake. And then this one is gonna be hostel name, hostel status, student name, student level, and then payment status. So you can see the code has been inserted. Select all from data. You can see I have a data there, which is ID is 1, the hostel name is Zenith available, payment, the student name is way forward, and this. So let me add more data to it. So Zenith hostel, and also what's the name of this hostel? Let me give it another name. Pioneer hostel is it is not available, it is busy, and then in here is 400, and here is not paid. So when I select from this, I now have 2 data. So now when I want to fetch some data here, okay, let me insert one more, which is going to be paid. and then the level is 200. You can see 300. Let me add more data, or let me check this first. I want to cite an example. Let's just assume all these names are different, or probably they are the same person but their ID is different. So they are different people entirely. So that's this about this. So let's say for you to be eligible into the hostel, is first of all the hostel must be available, then you must be in 100, and probably you must have paid. You must be in 100 or 400. So let me add another data which is going to be like a replica of the first one. So you must the hostel must be available. Let me change this to available. Hostel must be available, then you must be in either 100 or 400, and then you must have paid your school fees. So let me select this back. So you can see now I don't want to query this database, or I want to filter this database. I want to get the students that have paid the school fees, and then the student must be in either 100 or 400, and then the hostel he or she is coming in must be available. So that's where we now need to use the conditional statement, which is select. Let's select all from data where hostel status equals to available, a comma, payment status equals to paid. So in this place now we need to use a concatenation, we need to use a bracket here, because we want to write two conditional statements. The hostel must be available, you must have paid, and then where hostel status is equals to this, and it shouldn't be a comma, it should be a relational statement, which is and then the payment status must be paid, and the bracket, what is that? Student level equals 100 level. This is going to be or student level equals 400 level. So you can see now, select from data where hostel status is available, payment, and then payment status is paid, and student level. I use a bracket because I'll be testing for two students level condition, where student level is 100 level. Okay, this should be in a quotation mark because it's a variable character. Is 100 level, and then student level is equals to 400. So let's click on enter. You can see in this table the two hostel, which is number 1 and 4, you can see Pioneer, Zenith and Pioneer, both of them are available, and then the student is 100, 400, and then the payment status is paid. So you can see. So let's say we use an AND statement here. I believe we shouldn't have an output because only one of them is correct. You can see empty set. But when you use an OR, it's going to pick either one or the second one or both. You can see now. So that is how to join, that's how to add a relational statement to our conditional to our SQL code. So thank you for watching, and always remember to subscribe on my channel. It's the Way Forward Academy, and this is the first phase of my tutorial. Probably I might just do something more interesting. So thank you for watching, and always stay tuned. You can just go back to check on my preview all the codes upload. Oh, I'm unable to get all the code back, but these are some of the codes: alter, update, this is how to select. So you can just go back and pause and test the code, and then watch it over again. So thank you for watching. Peace out.
Like Pokemon. Oh Lord, this girl go kill the person. Yeah, forget about Fatima.